You guys may have or may have not known about my recent like on ChatGPT and how they make good literary shit, but can still be detected as AI shit. Still something. It is something. I at least write a prompt. I write a multi-chapter shit, and somehow it just works. Anyway, what I'm right. Okay, this is considering it reflects my own experiences when it comes to the streaming world. But here's the problem: it becomes so much harder to get noticed because you're from a third world country. People from third world countries do not easily get attention, especially as well. In my case, I don't often speak Tagalog. I do not often speak Tagalog or any of the other Philippine dialects. Mostly no. This is why for me it is hard to traffic. So I thought while I'm still in the very, very, very slow grind, I thought I'd write a prompt in ChatGPT on the write for me function. And here's what I wrote. Write a multi-chapter fiction about a male streamer in his early 30s struggling to get an audience in a world that thrives on chaos and degeneracy. He does games, he does reactions, but every time he checks the audience is coming in, he always comes and finds degenerates wanting to see him do crazy, humiliating things that would get him in trouble. So this streamer blocks and mutes these degenerate people repeatedly in secret, even during streams. But he does relay it to the stream that degeneracy isn't allowed. He doesn't like IRL streamers being degenerates because of them being enabled by their own watchers. This streamer in particular is not falling for that, but he still needs a stable audience because that is the cold reality. Okay? This part of the thing is something I want to share because there is something good coming out of how the AI is generating this story. I'm not sure if it's realistic, but I want to try and discuss what I'm seeing right now. The grind never ends. Chapter 1. Ryan Dawson stared at his dual monitors, waiting for the game to load. The chat scrolled at a snail's pace, a far cry from the explosive chaos of the big streamers. A few regulars were in there, dropping the occasional, "Hey Rix, what game tonight?" All right, guys, tonight we're hitting up Crimson Rift Online. Got a new build to test, and it's gonna be sick. Maybe this time I won't completely wipe on the boss. A few laughter emojis floated up, barely enough to scrape a dopamine hit. He glanced at the viewer count. 37, better than yesterday, but still not enough to make rent. As he navigated his character through the pixelated cityscape, his phone buzzed on the desk. Another clip from one of the top IRL streamers, Griff the Menace. He ignored it, already knowing what it would be. Griff making a fool of himself for donations, probably smearing nacho cheese all over his face while screaming nonsense in public. First world entertainment. Okay? This is the problem when it comes to today's streaming. Anything that is considered first world entertainment would be anything that is completely different, anything that is completely ridiculous and crazy. That's how bad it is. I'm from a third world country, not much of that is seen. So every time that I actually boot up to any streaming site like Twitch or like Kick, it would be crazy shit or gaming entertainment at best, okay? 2025, I'm not sure. Anyway, getting back to it. "What's up, Night Shroud? Welcome back, man," he greeted one of his loyal mods. "Yo, Rix, you hear about Griff getting arrested? Did a naked ice bucket in a mall?" "Man's a walking lawsuit," Ryan forced a chuckle and replied. "Can't believe people eat that stuff up." He kept his tone light. You know what this is, okay? You hear about Griff getting arrested? Did a naked ice bucket challenge in the mall? You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of Ramsey dancing with his shirt off and got arrested in Korea. Yeah, this is a direct. This is a direct similar. This is a directly similar incident. Okay, naked ice bucket. You did that all for the views. You did that for the clout. Yeah. No. This Ryan streamer. He's like me. No. Degradation. No. He kept his tone light, but the resentment simmered. No one cared about skill or good content anymore. They wanted freak shows, degradation on demand. Ryan wasn't about that life. He glanced at chat again and saw a new name pop up. Dank Lord. Yo, bro, do something crazy. Eat a raw egg or something. Puke on stream. Ryan rolled his eyes. He flicked his mouse over to the mod controls, muted the guy without missing a beat. His fingers flew across the keys as he dove into a PvP match. It was smooth for a few minutes until more of them showed up. Yo, dog, pretend to be a dog and eat off the floor. That is so degrading and humiliating, bro. Ryan sighed and muted that one too. He didn't address it. He just kept gaming and talking to the few loyal viewers who actually gave a damn. He knew if he called out the degeneracy directly, it would just encourage more of it. The algorithm loved drama. It fed off chaos like a parasite. He glanced at his face cam, maintaining that upbeat energy. His mind wandered back to his earlier days before everything became about shock value. Back when playing a game well and sharing good vibes was enough to hold an audience, but those days were over. Now it was a digital circus, and the clowns made money. Paul makes money, Ramsey makes money, but the negative clap that they receive, okay, that is the actual bad news for themselves. They keep ruining themselves for money. This is why the sellouts, even if they do survive, they don't survive for the right reason. They survive for the wrong reasons. They absolutely survive for the wrong reasons. And people should know about that context at all before looking at them and then considering them as menaces. And they are menaces to society, but they're still out there with their own liberties and freedoms. They shouldn't be. Focus, he muttered to himself, catching the boss and his combo chain. He heard the familiar ping of a donation and glanced at the alert. $5 from Galactic Maiden. Don't let the degenerates get you down, Rex. We're here for the content, not the circus. Thanks, Maiden. Appreciate it. We're going to make this build work no matter what. But in the back of his mind, the weight pressed down again. He needed more donations. Needed to grow. Not like that. Not like Riff. He kept playing, throwing out jokes and keeping the mood light, but his eyes never left the chat. Always ready to block another deranged demand before it could catch on. Chapter 2, an offer he cannot refuse. Hold on. I'm just going to look at everything. You guys, at the moment. There were 2 other users who are being rude to me, so I muted them. I don't need those. Chapter 2, next morning, Ryan dragged himself out of bed and booted up his PC. He opened his inbox, scrolling past the usual spam and collab invites from other small streamers. One subject line made him pause. Let's get you noticed. Partnership opportunity. He clicked it open, skimming through the formal jargon. It was from Rage Networks, a streaming talent agency notorious for boosting controversial creators. They promised exposure, sponsors, and the holy grail audience growth. The catch was obvious. Lean into chaos, embrace the degeneracy. Ryan leaned back in his chair, jaw clenched. He knew what Rage wanted from him. He could almost hear their pitch. Let your freak flag fly. Do some wild shit. We'll make you famous. He closed the email, disgust boiling in his gut. No way was he becoming another Griff. Yet the thought haunted him as he fired up his stream that night. Griff was eating ramen out of a toilet on... Oh my god. Oh wow. Oh wow. Ryan sighed and hit go live. I didn't see this part. Ramen out of that's disgusting. Oh my god. New day, new build. Didn't mention the offer, didn't bring up frustrations, just smiled and gamed. Oh yeah. And then I proceeded next. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Ryan spent the next few days wrestling with the idea of the partnership offer. Silence of his apartment gnawed at him. It wasn't just the loneliness. It was the pressure, crushing, constant, and gnawing like rats in his brain. His bank account balance was nearing zero. Rent was due in 2 weeks. His most dedicated viewers could only donate so much. He went live again, trying not to look at the viewer count. He tried something different, swapping to a game that was hot in the streaming world. New content usually attracted fresh eyes, but not tonight. His audience hovered around 30. He cranked up the energy, forced more enthusiasm into his voice. Yo, guys, we're diving into Doombreaker Arena. You know the drill. Headshots or bust. The game was pure chaos, fast-paced and violent. For a while, it worked. His regulars chatted away, asking him about his builds, laughing at his stupid jokes. But then they came. The degenerates. Bro, slap yourself and I'll donate $50. Come on, for the culture. Chug a raw egg and I'll sub. Extra if you puke. Get naked or get lost, loser. Oh my god. The usual degenerates. Ryan's hands twitched on the keyboard. The offers were never genuine. Every time he caved a little and did something dumb, the viewers would only clip the worst parts and spread them around like an infection. Block, mute, ban. Block, mute, ban. His fingers worked on the moderation tools faster than his keyboard, and he never acknowledged the filth. Not on camera, anyway. All right, going for a 3-win streak. Yeah. Hey, Rix, why are you finding the inevitable? This is from Planet Rage. The same one who wanted to sponsor him for the for the growth. Hey, Rix, why are you finding the inevitable? Degenerates make the world go round, bro. Just give in. This is first world. This is first world shit. I know this is a fictional world, but this just bakes the cake. This is just this is just overly obvious. Why are you fighting inevitable? Degenerates make the world go round, bro. Just give in. He stared at his screen, his eyes burning. Planet Rage was one of Rage Network's scouting accounts. The wolves were circling out. He wasn't just fighting the algorithm; he was fighting the entire system. When he ended the stream last night, he couldn't sleep. The hunger for success clashed with his own principles. Maybe he was trying to do things the hard way just to prove he could, but the only path to the top was degradation. Did he even want it? Cracks in the facade. Following week. Yeah, same thing. Viewer count spiked from 28 to 82. Reflexes were sharper than ever. Yeah, saw in Planet Rage's highlight reel. Basically, messages were relentless in the days that followed. Do some crazy shit. You got a new audience here. Yeah, do something disgusting. We heard you're desperate. Yeah, and then leaned into the mic voice cold. If you're here to see me do some degrading crap, you're in the wrong place. I play games. I entertain. If that's not good enough for you, go watch someone else. Yeah, and then it plummets down to 30, then 22, then 16. And the Galactic Maiden. Damn, Rixie just purged 50 viewers. Respect. Had to be done. I'm not selling out. I'm here for the games and the real ones. And his loyal followers rallied around him. The chat filled with encouragement and support. For the first time in weeks, he felt like he was playing for a purpose again. But it still wasn't enough. Not for the builds, not for the dream. He had to find another way, a way to grow his audience without sinking to their level. That's something. Ryan's fingers hovered over his keyboard the next morning, was drafting a new approach, structured schedule, more viewer interaction, and a focus on making his dreams a real community. He even considered creating videos for YouTube, something more curated and less reliant on the toxic grind of live streaming. Maybe edited guides, funny clips, story-driven content, something to build a reputation beyond the toxic algorithm. But would it be enough? Another email from Rage Network sat in his inbox. This time the subject line read, "Partnership still available. Don't let the opportunity slip by." He deleted it without reading. You see, not all sponsorships are or partnerships are everything. He's right about this. Thing is, that's what I would have wanted to do if there's real traffic coming through. But at these times, I'm streaming from a third world country, and I always speak English at this time. No one's coming in, at least not how it should be, and it's just this is just how it is. The grind is real, and it is brutal, and I'm still not getting anywhere. I'm getting supported, sure, but I want to be supported in another way. Should I keep going, and do you want me to add any new twists for specific characters as the story progresses? Yep. Yep. And yep. I'm going to just proceed. I'm going to keep making sure. Ryan spent the next few days laying down the foundation of this new strategy. No more half-assed streams just trying to be present. He needed to offer something beyond raw gameplay. He revamped his stream layout, made it slicker, cleaner, upgraded his overlays, tightened his audio setup. Then he structured his content. Mondays were Meta Mondays, deep dives into game mechanics and new builds. Wednesdays were reaction rumbles, where reacted to gaming news, trailers, and the occasional clip his loyal followers sent him. Fridays were his bread and butter, high intensity gaming sessions and collaborations. He put together a Discord server. He handpicked his mods, made sure to explicitly write in the rules degeneracy is an instant ban, no exceptions. The server was branded as The Bastion, a place for chill, mature conversation about games, tech, and life. He even committed to uploading edited high quality videos to YouTube twice a week, short, sharp, and full of personality. It meant twice the workload, but also more creative control. It was a grind, but at least it was his grind. A visitor from the dark side. A week later, during a reaction Rumble stream, Ryan was reacting to the latest Fallen Round 3 trailer when a familiar name popped up in chat. Yo, Bricks. How's the grind, bro? It's Griff. Oh my god. Ryan almost laughed out loud. Was this some troll pretending to be Griff? He checked the account. Verified. It was him. Hey Griff, what brings you to Chill Zone? And then Griff replied, just checking you out, dude. People have been talking about you. Heard you're trying to go clean. Figured I'd see it for myself. Well, yeah, just doing my thing. Not trying to make a fool out of myself with donations, you know. Griff replied, respect. Not everyone got the spine for it, but you're missing out on some real cash, man. I am sure I am, but I'm trying to build something real. Something that's not just a freak show. Griff's text popped up again, and Ryan could practically hear the smugness coming from the guy's keyboard. Good luck with that, man, but take it from someone who's been around the block. Purity don't pay the bills. Just remember, there's always a middle ground. With that, Griff left the chat, just like that. The guy came in, dropped some twisted wisdom, and peaced out. The chat was on fire. Some viewers applauded him for sticking to his guns, while others accused him of being arrogant for rejecting Griff's advice. It didn't matter. Ryan knew the truth. Griff was only there to rattle him, plant the seeds of doubt, and maybe, just maybe, it had worked. 2 weeks later, the cracks were starting to show. Despite the structured content, despite the improvements, Ryan was barely breaking 50 viewers on a good night. His YouTube channel was a trickle, not a flood. It was progress, but at a snail's pace. This is what I'm saying. It's always going to be at a snail's pace. Yeah. The credit card bills were mounting. His landlord sent him another warning notice, and every day he ignored Rage Network's persistent emails. It came to a head on a Friday stream during a collab with a fellow streamer named Pixel Junkie. They were blasting their way through a horror game with the chat started spamming demands. Eat something disgusting, both of you. I'll donate $100. Y'all should do some hot sauce challenge live. Burn your tongues off. Pixel Junkie laughed it off. He clearly used to dealing with this crap, but Ryan's nerves were shot. And when someone threw down $100 donation with the message, "I paid. Now do something humiliating. Let's see if you're for real." Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh my god! Okay, Ryan snapped. You know what? Screw this. I'm done playing nice. Do you think I'm a puppet for you to yank around? I'm not here to sit for your sick little games. You want a circus? Go watch someone else. He slammed his fist down on a desk, rattling his mouse. The chant went berserk. Some applauded him, others doubled down, demanding he calm down and stop acting like he was better than everyone. Pixel Junkie tried to salvage his stream, but Ryan had already pulled the plug. The silence of his apartment was deafening. Ryan lay awake that night, staring at the ceiling. His phone glowed with a dozen Discord messages. The loyal ones were still supporting him, even offering to help promote his channel. But that wasn't enough. Not anymore. He needed something stronger. A way to reach an audience without compromising his integrity. His thoughts drifted back to Griff's words, there's always a middle ground. In reality, is that even possible? There's always a middle ground. But maybe that middle ground wasn't degrading himself. Maybe it was taking control of the narrative altogether. Okay, he drafted a plan, something radical. He would lean into the madness, but on his terms. He would make the degeneracy, the joke, the villain. Ryan spent the next 3 days setting it all up. Custom animations, music, sound effects, and a storyline. It was a risk. But if it paid off, it would change everything. He went live the following Friday with a new setup. Dark, moody lighting. The stream title read The Anti-Freak Show, Episode 1, The Hunger. He welcomed his audience with a grin and was more confident than it had been in months. All right, folks, you want madness? Fine. But here, I control the madness. Tonight's a special night. We're hunting degenerates. They show up, they get banned, and their filthy messages get immortalized on the wall of shame. It was petty, it was dramatic, but it was also hilarious. And chat ate it up. More trolls showed up, thinking they could break him, but the moment they threw out some degrading request, their messages would be read aloud in a dramatic, mocking tone before being banned. The audience loved it. The viewer count rose to over 100 by the end of the night. And more importantly, the donations came from people who respected what he was doing. Ryan shot off the stream with a grin. Maybe he just found a real audience after all. Oh my god! Wow! Wow! Oh my god! Oh my god. I am going to keep reading this because this is good. Oh my god. Ryan's new approach was working. Every Friday was now branded as the Anti-Freak Show, a cathartic free-for-all where he and his chat roasted trolls and mocked degeneracy. It was therapeutic for him and hilarious for his audience. The Wall of Shame became a popular segment. He displayed banned messages on screen with theatrical music and cheesy horror sound effects. A ridiculous spectacle of mockery and cleansing. The degenerates keep coming, but so did the genuine viewers, drawn to his clear, unapologetic stance against the madness. For the first time in months, he was actually growing. His viewer count averaged around 150 on Fridays, and his weekday streams were starting to draw in more regulars. But the real change came from his Discord server, The Bastion. Membership exploded. People wanted a place where they could talk games and entertainment without the trash. He was finally building something real. Rivals and allies. One night during a casual stream, Ryan got a message from Pixel Junkie. Yo, Rick saw the new format. Gotta admit, it's kind of brilliant, turning toxicity into content. Respect. Appreciate it, man. Just had to turn the garbage to fuel, you know? Hey, you ever thought about doing collabs based on that format? Like a team roast or something? I haven't. That could be dope. You serious about this? Hell yeah. Plus, my audience hates the degeneracy as much as yours. Let's make something of it. Done. Let's schedule it. The collab idea got him thinking. The trolls came for the chaos, but the real audience was there for the pushback. And if he could team up with other streamers fighting the same fight, they might actually carve out a new space on the platform. The Coalition. The first Anti-Freak Show collab was a wild success. Ryan and Pixel Junkie tore through a lineup of troll messages, voice acting the most ridiculous requests while doing nothing but making fun of them. Pixel's community meshed perfectly with Ryan's, and the viewer count hit 400 before the night was over. The highlight reels made it to YouTube, then the clips spread faster than he could have imagined. Suddenly, he had a new wave of subscribers. But not everyone was happy. The next morning, as Ryan scrolled through his messages, he noticed one of them from someone unexpected. Nice show, Rex, but don't think you're better than the system. Your Anti-Freak Show is just another way to milk the degenerates. Careful, you don't lose your way. Ryan chuckled. Griff was both right and wrong. Yeah, he was making the trolls for content, but he was doing it in a way that empowered his community. They were laughing with him, not at him. He typed out a response. I'm not here to be better than the system, just to make a space where I don't have to be like you. He hit send, feeling strangely satisfied, but the feeling didn't last long. The dark wave. The next Friday stream was different. Not in a good way. The degenerates were multiplying. Some viewers were flooding his chat with slurs, graphic messages, and threats. Someone posted his real name, then his old address. Yeah, this is where it gets real. This is where it really just gets real. You getting doxxed, not a good thing. It is never a good thing for you to get doxxed, especially by those who really look around civil registries. This is the dark side of streaming. You get a good audience, you get a good traffic, right? This is the dark part of this is the actual dark part of streaming as a whole. Okay, you can even as you attract traffic get doxxed by the trolls. This is a real thing, and god damn it, it's a good thing I'm seeing it here too. Then, okay, Ryan's hands trembled on the keyboard as he struggled to keep up with the bands. His mods were working overtime, but the harassment was relentless. And then the DM started. Dozens of messages telling him to end himself, taunting him for trying to be above it all, messages telling him he was nothing without the degenerates, that if he wouldn't play their games, they'd tear him down. He ended the stream early. His chest felt tight, his lungs made of stone. This wasn't the fun kind of madness. This was straight up cruelty. His phone buzzed. It was Pixel Junkie. You good, man? That was brutal. Never seen a stream get hit like that. Yeah, I'm good. Just need to reinforce the filters. Should have seen it coming, but the truth was he didn't see it coming. Not like this. Under Siege, next few days were held. Every time he went live, attacks started again. Discord server got raided by bots. His YouTube videos were getting mass disliked. The platform's moderation tools weren't enough to hold him back. Holy shit. He barely slept. Streams were getting shorter. Mood was getting darker. Numbers were dropping. He was losing. The degenerates were determined to break him and was starting to feel like they might succeed. Another email from Rage Networks hit his inbox. The subject line now practically taunting him. Ready to join the winning team yet? He slammed his fist on the desk and growled, "Screw you." But his confidence was crumbling. Ryan turned to his community for help, the real ones. He called a meeting on the Bastion and explained what was happening. The raids, the doxing, the psychological warfare. To his surprise, the community rallied around him. Some of them were programmers and tech-savvy people who offered to build better moderation bots for his streams. Others offered to promote his videos to get him trending for the right reasons. But the most surprising offer came from someone who just joined his Discord, a new account named Watcher Zero. Hey Rex, I've been watching your streams for a while. I can help you make your platform bulletproof. I build streams that can sniff out degenerates before they even hit your chat. You interested? Ryan hesitated, his finger hovering over the keyboard. This was either the opportunity he needed or another shot. What's the catch? Just wanted to see if your anti-freak show can really make a difference. Plus, watching the trolls get wrecked is entertaining as hell. Let's do it. I am loving this story. I am loving this story on the fly, being made with the ChatGPT AI. This is amazing, bro. Ryan worked with Watcher Zero over the next week, tweaking his moderation systems into something far beyond what the platform's basic tools could offer. Watcher Zero introduced him to a suite of tools he called the Fortress Protocol. It was brilliant. The system scanned incoming messages before they even appeared on screen. Keywords, suspicious patterns, known troll accounts. It filtered them out like a digital bouncer on steroids. And it wasn't just automated. Watcher Zero himself monitored the chat during Ryan's streams, constantly fine-tuning the system. On top of that, a few talented members of the Bastion helped build a bot named Guardian Rix, an AI moderator that would kick degenerates with the same sarcasm and mockery Ryan used on the Anti-Freak Show. Ryan was ready to test it. Friday night, the biggest anti-freak show stream he planned so far. The title was bold, almost a dare. The Fortress Protocol is live. Try to break it. Viewer count 200, higher than usual right from the start, and climbing. The trolls came early. Their filthy messages getting snagged and filtered before they even reached the screen. The only ones getting through were absurdly creative ones, which only made the roast sessions more fun. All right, folks, tonight's show is brought to you by the Guardian Rix system. It's like a roach motel for degenerates. You check in, but you don't get heard. Yes. Oh my God. This is so good. The chat was electric. His regulars were hyped, and even new viewers were impressed by the efficiency of the system. Guardian Rix even displayed an updated leaderboard of band degenerates for everyone to look at. A voice chat ping came from through his Discord midstream. It was Watcher Zero. Testing is doing well. Filters are catching about 90% of the scumbags. I call that a win. Hell yeah. Thanks, Watcher. You made this possible. Don't thank me yet. I got more tools I'm working on. Consider this the beta test. Ryan kept streaming for another 3 hours. The viewer count never dropping below 250. He ended his show feeling like he'd actually won something for once. The next few weeks were a whirlwind. His anti-freak show format was becoming a trend, and other streamers were starting to reach out to him. Some small mid-tier, even Pixel Junkie wanted to do another collab, but one invitation caught him off guard. A streamer by the name of Luna Sky, a high-energy variety streamer known for her comedic gameplays and voice acting skills, reached out directly. Luna was respected, one of the few big names who didn't rely on shock value to pull in an audience. Her message was simple. Saw your anti-freak show stuff. Love it. You got guts, Rix. Let's do something together. It's time we clean up this platform. This is amazing. Ryan messaged her back immediately. They scheduled a collab for the following Friday, turning his regular show into a full-scale event. The night of the stream, Ryan's viewer count broke 500 before they even started. The collab was branded as the Cleanup Crew, an alliance between himself, Luna Sky, and Pixel Chunky to purge degeneracy one band at a time. This is amazing! Oh my God. This is amazing. I wish reality worked this way, but this is a fictional thing. But this is satisfying to look at. The hype was real. Ryan had to fight the excitement buzzing in his chest just to sound casual. All right, everyone, tonight's special. We got Luna Sky and Pixel Junkie on the squad, and this ain't just a collab. It's a cleansing. Luna Sky's laugh echoed through the voice chat. Damn right, degenerates beware, we're coming for your asses. Pixel Junkie chimed in, and we brought the heavy artillery. The chat was moving faster than Ryan had ever seen. Messages of support, new followers, people praising them for finally giving trolls what they deserve. But of course, the degenerates showed up, testing the Fortress Protocol and the newly enhanced Guardian Rix. One message broke through the filters. Building a community of softies, huh? Good luck with that. Ryan grinned. Oh, look, folks, our resident clown has graced us with his presence. Griff, this is your moment. Take a bow before you get banned like the rest of the circus animals. The chat exploded in laughter, and then Guardian Rick swooped in and banished Griff's comment with a cheesy animation of a cartoonish hammer, smashing his username to bits. The audience roared. The numbers kept climbing. By the end of the stream, his viewer count hit 1,200. His follower count doubled, and his Discord server's membership exploded. But more than that, people were talking about his channel, about how someone was finally doing something about the degeneracy that had been poisoning the platform for years. Ryan had finally hit the big leagues. It was surreal. The donations were better, his videos were trending, the Bastion was thriving, and even more streamers were reaching out to him for collabs. But not everyone was thrilled. The next morning, another message from Watcher Zero landed in his inbox. Rage Networks is preparing something. Be ready. He didn't know what that meant, but it made his skin prickle. As much as he was building something great, there were people who wanted to tear it down. And then his phone buzzed. It was Lumisky. Rix, you need to check the trending tab, like right now. He opened his laptop, pulled up the platform's front page. His eyes widened. There's a new campaign launched by Rage Networks, something they were calling the Real Stream. Their message was simple: real entertainment isn't censored. Real streamers don't hide behind walls. The thumbnail was Griff, sneering, daring Ryan to respond. Ryan stared at the screen, his fists clenched. Holy shit. This. Oh my God. This is something else. This is something else. Yeah. I cannot believe this is how the story. This is what the story is bringing us to. The name of the fiction is called Streaming Against the Abyss. I'm highlighting it right here just to make sure you guys see it. All right, you guys have an idea right now of how it is this time. All right, you guys now have an idea. Streaming Against the Abyss. I'm putting this particular recording that I'm going to be getting on YouTube as episode 1 of the Right For Me fiction. It's at least saved here until ChatGPT's limits kick in, because I stopped subscribing for ChatGPT and I refocused back on Restream because I want to do this. I want to do this often on stream. And yeah, we have to see what ChatGPT always cooks up, and this is amazing so far. The prompt I wrote is amazingly precise, to the point that it evolves. The AI evolves the story, but you can steer it to a certain direction so that the AI can actually write it for you. But let me just be real about this. When it comes to AI stories, let me just tell you, there are detectors for AI written stories. So make sure to leave a disclaimer to say that if I have self-refined it as an author, you can do that. Give it my own touch. I can do that. But right now, I am definitely capturing the recordings as it is, and I am definitely giving my reactions as it is. This is amazing. So far, we got ourselves an amazing fiction. It's something to always look forward to. Even if AI is, by the way, here's another piece of advice when it comes to artificial intelligence. Even if AI is revolutionizing literature, do not always fall for just how the AI is giving you the results. You must refine it for yourself. It is more important as an author more than ever right now that as AI evolves, you've got to be very smart with how you refine it with your own touches for you to be able to make it your own at the end of it. Okay? At the end of your book, at every chapter, you have got to make it your own touch. This is episode 1 of Streaming Against the Abyss, and I gotta say, I love it. So far, the way this story is, I love it. Damn.